I've come to a bit of a realization recently, or more or less a paradigm shift in my mind. I think that I had this issue where I would kind of have a bit of a boomer mindset when it comes to wealth and money. I would often view being broke and not having money as a moral failing. Uh, I'm a very much a capitalist. I very much believe in a meritocracy. Uh, I believe that you can go very far or not far at all in life depending on how much effort you put in. That stuff still remains the same. But I've been trying not to demonize people who are broke and maybe just aren't, as advantaged as other people are. I recently kind of came to that conclusion with a very close family member of mine. I'm not going to specify who, but just a family member of mine. That family member, doesn't have a pot to piss in, for lack of a better term. And sometimes, growing up, I'd be frustrated by that. Especially when said person, would ask for some resources, ask for some money, which, is an issue within itself. Don't get me wrong. Um, and, you probably shouldn't do that. Um, but I would use the fact that this person didn't have a lot of money against them, and I looked at that and I would get angry about it. Not that I was like expecting like this person to have a bunch of money and to be on their Sigma grind set and to all of a sudden rake in the cash. It was more of a subconscious thing. I subconsciously was just thinking like, man, come on, like, where's your money at, And listen, like, could this person, or just generally speaking, could people be better with their money? Could they have better habits, save a little bit more, spend a little bit less? Yes, absolutely. But listen, not everybody is born good with money. It's a skill. Being good with your money is a skill. It's something you need to work on and practice and build upon. And so, some people were born with the innate ability to be good with their money. I think I'm very blessed. I think very quickly and early on, I learned how to be pretty good with my money. My background's accounting, by the way, so I would hope that I'd be good with money. But you know, and I want to make a very clear distinction though that there's a difference between just not being with your money and if you're especially if you're in a position of you got kids or you've got people that are relying on you. There's a difference between not being with money and being irresponsible and being a bad parent or bad guardian, whatever, fill in the blank person. Like for example, like if you're spending all your money on booze and gambling and whatnot, yes, you deserve shame. You deserve to be chastised by society. Yeah, you shouldn't be praised or given the benefit of the doubt. I'm not one of those people who make excuses for everybody. Like respectfully, I think that's a thing that leftists tend to do and make excuses for everything. I'm not one of those people, but I just think that we should be a bit more mindful. Like for example, this family member I was talking about. Yes, do they have a few spending habits that could go away and be better? Yes, for sure. But I've seen this person, you know, trying to raise kids and you know, pay rent, pay for groceries, do this, do that, and the salary they were earning just simply was not enough. And in theory, could they have made the salary work and whatnot? Absolutely. But listen, man, it's tough, especially with the economy as cooked as it is. You really need to be on your P's and Q's. You absolutely need to be very mindful of every dollar goes. You need to budget. And listen, some people, like I said, they just don't know how to do those things. Like being able to budget. Listen, I didn't start budgeting until like, 2 or 3 years ago. It's not something that just comes to people easily. And some people are just criminally uninformed and are ignorant about a lot of things related to finance. So I say that all to say, you know, with the exceptions of what I outlined of people who gamble, who are very irresponsible, especially the people in positions of power, putting those people aside, we need to stop looking at people who aren't good with money and that are broke as a moral failing. You know, it's it's a skill, and it's a skill that not everybody is born with. So, you know, again, I'm not one to make excuses for people, but I think we should have a bit more grace and just be a bit more reasonable and level headed with people. Let's not be quick to judge people who might not be in a good position financially. And I feel like a libtard like saying all that, but I don't know. I've been just trying to be more mindful of things and circumstances. Now, my personal life for myself, I have very high standards for myself. Uh, like if I'm broke, yes, I'm absolutely beating myself up about it until I figure it out and fix that problem. But when it comes to other people, I don't hold other people to the same high expectations I hold for myself. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to hop on here to just say, I think we should maybe have a bit of a paradigm shift with how we view people who don't have a lot of money and might be in a bad position. It's not a moral failing. It's not just because you don't have money doesn't mean you're a bad person or you're a lazy person. I know some people who really are hard workers, uh, but life is just, you know, effing them. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. So, unfortunately, there are a lot of idiots out there, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't associate the people who are bad, genuinely bad with their money, with the people who genuinely just could use some improvements on their skills and maybe they just had some bad luck. So, yeah.